Copyright David J. Phillip, STF/Associated Press. Wide receiver Yulkeith Brown scored A&M's first touchdown of the season on a 66-yard reception and flattened a Sam Houston defender to help spring Ainias Smith for a 63-yard TD catch in Saturday's 31-0 win. College Station, receiver Yulkeith Brown's eyes widened at the enormity of Texas A&M Stadium and the luxury of the bright football complex. So Brown, then a high school recruit out of Miami, kept clicking and touring from across the Gulf of Mexico. My recruiting process was a little different, Brown explained, of being pursued by universities in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. I couldn't really visit the schools. Brown then dropped a line that would have been baffling 30 years ago. I had a chance to see A&M virtually, Brown said of touring the university and its athletic complexes via the internet. And it just felt like home. Brown, who scored A&M's first touchdown of the season on a 66-yard reception from Haynes King in the Aggies' 31-0 win over Sam Houston on Saturday, finally set foot on A&M's campus after Head signed with the Aggies in 2021. Head gone with his cybergut, and the Floridian said he's glad he did. I visited many schools in Florida, but this one I never had, but it was just a little weird feeling that I had, Brown said of pledging to A&M. The coaches kept calling me and I thought they might want me for real, so I just took a shot at it. I haven't looked back since. One of Brown's actions in the win over the Bearkats had fellow A&M receiver Ainias Smith looking back in admiration. After already having scored his own touchdown in the first quarter, Brown walloped an unsuspecting Sam Houston defender for the block of the game in helping spring Smith for a 63-yard touchdown catch from King. I turned around and looked, and saw that for sure, Smith said with a grin. Smith's score shoved a slow-starting A&M squad to a 17-0 lead just before halftime, and the outcome never was in doubt the rest of the way. That was the best part of my day, Brown said, choosing the block over his own touchdown as a Week 1 highlight. The 6th-ranked Aggies, 1-0, host Appalachian State, 0-1, at 2:30 p.m. Saturday, and the Aggies intend to keep turning to the sophomore Brown, a former 4-star prospect who's been a little lost in the shuffle publicly because of more heralded prospects at his position, to continue sparking Jimbo Fisher's offense. You saw Yulkeith, too, Fisher reminded reporters when asked about the Week 1 contributions of 2022 5-star receivers Evan Stewart and Chris Marshall. He's another young guy who can run and got a big play, and that touchdown was a third red on the backside. Brown said assistants Dameyune Craig and James Coley have emphasized completing routes regardless of where the ball is expected to be thrown on the first red, and that approach paid off on the Aggies' initial score. We've been taught to run all of our routes at full speed, and anything can happen, Brown said. Once the defensive back pressed, I looked back and I saw Haynes King was targeting me. Brown, one of the fastest players on the team, simply outran the Sam Houston secondary for what turned out to be the only points A&M needed against the Bearkats. Just finally seeing the crowd knowing who I am, Brown said of the thrill of his first score in his 6th appearance with the Aggies. I promise you, I had a celebration in my mind since last year, and I forgot about it as soon as I scored. Brown said A&M's receiving core is going to be a problem for upcoming opponents after the Aggies threw for 387 yards and 3 touchdown passes in the opener. The problem was in A&M's running game, which averaged 3-4 yards per carry, 110 yards on 32 carries. The Aggies likely will need plenty of production from both avenues against Appalachian State, which lost 63-61 to Mack. Brown's North Carolina team Saturday despite scoring 44th quarter points. We have a tremendous opponent coming in, Fisher cautioned to fans. They have one heck of a football team, and have for a long time. This is a great football team that could be in any major conference across the country and be extremely competitive and be at the top. The Mountaineers' entertaining showing against the Tar Heels helped keep the Aggies' attention on this Saturday rather than looking ahead to a Week 3 showdown with no. As a high school senior back home in Miami, Brown saw the Aggies play in person as A&M defeated North Carolina 41-27 in the Orange Bowl to cap a successful 2020 season. They told me that was one of A&M's best teams, Brown said. So I always felt like, why not come here and be an even better team?